For today's project, we are going to be mechanical engineers and build a cotton ball launcher. Our cotton ball launcher uses elastic energy that turns into kinetic energy to launch our cotton ball into the air.
Now that we know what we're building, let's make sure that we have all of our materials ready. Inside of our project bag, we will have 2 toilet paper rolls, 1 6-inch wooden skewer, 2 medium rubber bands, and 3 cotton balls. In addition to these materials in the bag, we will also need a pair of scissors, some tape, and a pen or a pencil. Once you have all of your materials ready, we can start building our project.
We will begin by taking one of our uncut toilet paper rolls and cut it long ways. Next, cut a piece of tape. I have a pre-cut piece of tape right here. Have it ready, and we're going to roll our cut piece of toilet paper into a smaller diameter than before. Before taping it secured, we want to make sure that it fits just a little more loosely in our uncut toilet paper roll. So since this works, I'm going to take my piece of tape and secure it closed. Next, we're going to need to cut 2 holes on opposite sides of one end of our toilet paper roll. So to make this process a little less forceful, what I like to do is take a pen or a pencil, and we're going to draw 2 holes directly opposite from each other, like this. Then we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut into the circles that we just made, like this. Then we're going to take our skewer and insert it into one end of the holes that we just made, and then poke it through the other end of the hole that we just made. And you want to poke the skewer until it's evenly centered onto this piece of toilet paper roll. And with that, we are done with the inner portion. Now that we have our inner portion of our launcher created, we can get started on creating the body of our launcher. Grab your second uncut toilet paper roll, and we're going to cut 2 small slits on one end, about 1/2 inch of length. Once you have a small little flap like this, then you're going to cut 2 more small slits on the opposite wall. Once you have your slits created, this is going to allow us to take our rubber bands and thread them through each slit created, one for each set of slits created. And with that, you have your body of your cotton ball launcher done. Now we can combine both pieces of our cotton ball launcher. Take the inner portion of your cotton ball launcher and insert it on the side of the toilet paper roll that does not have the rubber bands, like this. Then we are going to grab one side of the rubber band and thread it over the skewer, and we're going to do the same with the bottom of the skewer, like this. Now we are done combining both pieces of our cotton ball launcher. Let's test our cotton ball launcher. To test it, we're going to take our launcher and load it with a cotton ball. Slowly pull back on the skewer with 2 fingers, just like you're using a bow and arrow, and let go. The cotton ball is going to launch depending on how far you pull back on the skewer. Give the students some time to play around with the cotton ball launcher and see how many cotton balls they're able to launch. Also have them test out how it's like pulling further back on the skewer and determining how that changes the distance that the cotton ball launches. If your students are having trouble keeping the rubber bands in place after launching, you can try securing the slits with tape. If your students are having trouble with their cotton balls getting stuck, check to see if the inner portion and the inner tubing is small enough. If your cotton ball is getting stuck inside, then it's best to re-roll that inner portion. If your students are still struggling with launching their cotton balls, check to see and make sure that their cotton balls are balled up perfectly and are not stringy. If this is the case, you can have them roll it up in their hands, or you can just give them a new cotton ball. Some questions that your students can think about to understand energy better are, how can we improve the distance that a cotton ball is launched? How can we improve the speed at which a cotton ball is launched? And how are we able to launch 2 or more items with our cotton ball launcher? Let's talk about how our project works. Our project works because we use elastic potential energy and convert it into kinetic energy to launch our cotton ball into the air. When we pull back on the inner portion of our cotton ball launcher, we are slowly increasing the amount of potential energy. Though, because we are using rubber bands, we call this elastic potential energy. We call it elastic because we are working with a material that pulls back on itself, just like a spring. Because energy is being converted from potential into kinetic energy, energy is being conserved. This concept is known as the conservation of energy.